Tuesday, March 12th, 2024, and I'm starting to think spring forward had an impact right now because it is 50 degrees today. Woohoo! It's getting real warm out right now. And the thing too is, like, I am heading out a little bit later than my usual gym time, which has been the case for like the last week, but soon I'll get back into the early morning, well, I guess not early morning, like midday gym sessions. Should I even call that midday? As I said before a couple times, my preferred... where is this person going? They're backing it up. I don't know. Okay. Let me scoot by real quick. All right. The scooting has been done. What was I even talking about? Oh yeah, but right now it is a 2:34 p.m. and I have confirmed that it's actually 2:34 p.m. and not 3:34 p.m. like I did on Sunday, because haha, I was a little bit silly and I forgot to change my car's clock. And oh no, I think it's either the middle school or the high school kids' bus just got dropped off and I have to look at all of them staring at me. Uh-oh. Now this... Actually, I can't even tell what grade they are. I think it gets a point where, like, you think about yourself in high school and how, like, you thought, like, oh, man, I'm so mature. I probably look hella old compared to everybody else. And then I realized I look back at photos of my high school self, and I look like an infant. I look like a baby. I mean, that being said, I don't really think I necessarily look that old right now as well, because at the, and the people are really taking their sweet old time today, making their turns today. This guy's going all over the road. Is this guy drunk? Okay, I actually had a little bit of mild concern that this driver in front of me was inebriated, because they kept like doing the swerving back and forth where maybe they were being silly, maybe they were not. I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous. I did have a really weird dream last night. In the dream, apparently I was like a world-renowned bass artist, like, you know, the bass guitar. Because I remember there was like this thing I watched. What was it? I think in the dream, again, I do this thing where, like, if a dream is weird enough, I'll, like, remember, like, tidbits here and there. And also, it looks like this is going to be an extended cut of the car talk because I'm stuck behind a school bus and all the school kids are being let out. So we'll be having some stop-and-go traffic. There's a crow on that on that fence over there, what looks like a giant piece of bread in its beak. That's great. That's awesome. Back to the topic about the dream. I had this dream where somebody was telling me, like, what was it? They're like, oh yeah, I bet you can't do this on a bass guitar. And they like played like a melody or like a sample that they made on the computer, which I can kind of see the argument for it, because there might be some things where you can create some kind of music, you know, electronically, because you don't have to account for the limiting factor of, you know, how fast you can blow into an instrument, how fast you can play with your fingers and stuff like that. But then, like, again, it wasn't even like a smug thing. It's like this guy literally made like a bass beat. And the thing is, I'm trying to remember what that melody was, because that would be cool if I can like recreate it, like something I heard in a dream, and recreate the melody right now, but I don't. All I remember, they said it was impossible to play this, and I played a first try on bass guitar. And then now the second question might be that I have myself is like, why did I have a bass guitar dream when I have never ever even touched a guitar before? The closest I've ever gotten to ever playing a guitar was Guitar Hero, and I was terrible at it, so I gave up. There was a short period of time, I think in middle school, maybe even, yeah, I think it was definitely middle school, where all my friends got really into Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and they all got really good at it. So every time I go over to their house, you know, to hang out and play, they will be playing Rock Band or Guitar Hero, and they always get really excited. Like, hey man, check out the high score I got on Through the Fire and Flames. And then they would let me try, because obviously I'm like interested. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to see, like, I don't have this game at home, I want to try it out. So I would try it, and I would fail it in the first, you know, 15 seconds. And then I'd start thinking, why can't I do this? How come they can do it, but I cannot? And I started getting frustrated. So you know what I did, as any normal functioning middle school kid did? Just kidding. It was actually a really stupid thing. I begged my mom to buy me Guitar Hero on the Wii, because at that time, the Wii is the only console I had. So actually, no, maybe it wasn't middle school then. If I only had the Wii, that was elementary school, so maybe like 4th to 6th grade. I begged my mom to buy me Guitar Hero. And I think for my birthday, I finally got it. I got Guitar Hero Aerosmith, which, you know, I don't want to incite the wrath of like rock fans or like rock and roll or specifically Aerosmith fans, but as a fifth grader, I had no idea who the heck Aerosmith was. And the thing too is like I was in my fifth grade music era where all I really listened to was how should I put it, bandwagon stuff, where like I would only listen to stuff that other people in my grade were listening to. And I just remember Kanye West, I believe, and Flo Rida were the flavor, and Neo and T.I. were the flavors of the year, actually, flavors of the, you know, generation, actually, for a couple of years, where that's all I really listened to. And that being said, it's not like I have anything against their music, I just don't really listen to their music as much anymore. You know, I might hear some people go, oh, this guy doesn't listen to Ye, but I mean, I liked a couple of his songs, and I'm pretty sure in my go-to playlist, which ended up just being basically like my liked songs playlist. Is it hailing right now? It's hailing right now. It is hailing right now, fellas. We have sprung full. Oh, goodness. The hail's getting louder. I don't want... Oh, my God. Please don't let it be big hail that damages my... Oh, God. You guys hear that? I'm sorry I talked bad about Kanye West. Oh, my goodness. It's already starting to pile up on the streets. Whoops. So I accidentally took the camera off the mount, and then I really didn't like the idea that I had my phone held in my hand while driving. So I shut off the recording, and when I had a red light, I quickly put the phone back on to the tripod mount, but then the issue was the light immediately turned green, so I had to start driving. So right when I had another pause again, I started recording again. But if you look outside once again, it's still hailing. It's a little bit more wet now though, so it's not as piling up on the ground. But man, that is some... I'm gonna have to walk through this to get to the gym now. Well, guys, looks like I can't go to the gym today. Looks like I'll actually be making a U-turn and heading straight back home and consuming 4,000 calories and calling it a day right there. But yeah, to talk back about, what was I talking about? I kind of just lost track ever since the hail incident, but I do want to talk about something else now. I wouldn't say I am officially on a cut now, but I'm definitely on something similar to it. I'm not gonna, how should I put it? I've officially started a cut, if I wanted to call it that, but it's not gonna be very aggressive, and it's gonna be something where, to put it in a way, like, I know there's probably like words for it where people already like, I think I've heard this term gain main. I don't know, there's probably a specific word for it, but I'm going to be cutting down on the caloric intake that I have. But that being said, I'm not going to be entirely too strict, especially since I wasn't necessarily even counting calories when I was on my bulk. I was just eating what I thought to be in like an estimate around this caloric region. And now I'm just going to be a little bit more mindful of like my carbohydrate choices, my fat choices, and just lowering those to the point where I still feel full and satisfied while also maintaining my current protein intake. Maybe increase my protein intake, actually. I think I'm going to actually try and focusing on increasing my protein intake, but not by much, though. Decreasing my carb intake, but my carb intake as in like a main... I'm pretty sure like there's like a scientific term for it also, but like, you know, having less bread, rice, you know, stuff like that, and having more vegetables and fruit and stuff like that. And I've already started day one of that journey yesterday, where I actually had a really nice chicken salad, which ended up being at first like, okay, at first I thought canned chicken would be disgusting. But then one day at Costco, I think about 2 months ago, maybe even 3 months ago, it's been a while now actually. At the Costco, you know, the samples that they give you, they had a person giving out crackers and chicken salad, and they were telling me it's made from the canned chicken, and I had it, and it was actually really nice. So what did I do, even though it's probably one of the worst things you can do at Costco, in my opinion, if you don't actually plan on having everybody eat the same thing, was I bought the bulk pack of canned chicken when I was planning to only eat it as by myself, right? Because I'm pretty sure I asked other people in my family if they wanted to try, and they were like, canned chicken? No, thank you. But then I had it, and you know what? Canned chicken is actually kind of good. Like, for what it is, like, obviously it's not going to taste that good, you know, just as by itself straight out of the can. But in a salad form, or even just to add in as like a little extra protein, and like, because I haven't tried it out yet, but I think adding into a little bit of fried rice would actually be quite good as well. Especially since it's already cooked, just drain all the water so it doesn't look as ghastly, because I will give canned meats one thing. Straight out of the can, they do look a little bit unappetizing. But ignoring canned chicken aside, I have a ride up the old gymnasium. Today is back day. We're doing 4 to 5 sets of lats, 4 to 5 sets of upper mid back, 4 to 5 sets, maybe even 6 sets of rear delts, and calling it a day after that. So it stopped hailing, but now it's still raining. So I'm going to have a quick little brisk jog to the gym, do a little bit of cardio to loosen myself up, and let's get this day started. Well, I guess the day has already started. It's actually quite late into the day. I really need to get to the gym earlier. I've been slacking on that, but at least I'm happy that I'm making it here, though. A wee little bit of conflicting emotions for today's workout. Very busy at the gym today, so I had to do a lot of variations that I normally haven't done in a while. For example, I wasn't able to do my my go-to tried and true classic that I always love doing, the isolateral lat pull down from the hammer strength with the underhanded grip. And one thing I was a little bit peeved about that is, nothing against the gym goers, it's my fault that I came during peak hours. But the thing that I personally was a little bit saddened about is because last time I did a back day video, I got a really cool comment from Lone. I always want, whenever I hear the name Lone, I always want to say Lone Star because, like cowboy. And to be honest, I don't even know if Lone Star is a cowboy. I just always heard the term Lone Star before. So I wanted to say Lone, but it's a guy that does Rust custom map, like show-off videos, showcasing videos, not show-off. Show-off sounds like a kind of like a demeaning word, but, well, actually, before I get into that, but he left a really nice comment saying that he had a suggestion for my technique for the lat pull down, which I always do appreciate. There are gonna be times where I am posting these videos for the sole purpose of myself, but I'm also posting these so that I can, in a way, get some universal interaction and consultation and review at times. That being said, again, I'm not doing this for the sole purpose of going like, please review my form, please correct my physique and form. But, you know, it is a beautiful thing that I can post these and I can get constructive criticism. I mean, there might be times along the way where people just might be bullying me, but I'm luckily at that point where that's not the case. Where I will say one thing I always kind of feel bad about for like just influencers in general. I know there's like this whole stigma going like, oh, you're an influencer, and people kind of tick their nose up. They're like, what do you do? I don't know why I did the Squilliam voice right there, but again, well, in the end, you know, there are going to be bad people that are influencers, but there's also going to be good people that are influencers, and it's just in the name. They're just called influencer because they're, you know, a social media person. But I never really understood how mean people get on the internet, especially for people that aren't really doing anything. And again, maybe it's because it's like that thing where I'm more exposed to toxic things on the internet, so I all of a sudden think, oh, everybody on the internet must be toxic, which obviously is not the case because, you know, there's obviously very nice and amazing people on the internet as well. But the thing I'm mainly just talking about is like, you ever just, I mean, I feel like there's a meme of it at this point where people go like, oh, try posting this on Instagram Reels and check out the comments, and like, no joke, you'll find a person posting anything. It doesn't even have to be fitness content. Just a person being happy on the internet. And again, if the person is a mean person and they're getting mean comments, then it could be said, oh, maybe, you know, the negative energy is just being brought back to them. But I've seen some people where they're just working out. They're just showcasing what they did at the gym. Or again, it's not even gym related. It's just completely off, like related random things in life. And people will just say some of the meanest things I think I've ever heard. And that's why I feel kind of, you know, it is nice to hear something nice occasionally where, you know, it's kind of sounds funny to like call them Lone, like that's like their first name, like, oh, hello, Mr. Design, first name's Lone. But again, I don't know, I'm just making fun of it now at this point, or not making fun of it, making fun of myself for saying it like that. But they suggested that, you know, next time I do the thing, is to, you know, he said, I believe, I always get concentric and eccentric mixed up. I think eccentric is like when you let go of the weight in a way. So if I were doing that motion, the eccentric would be when I'm going back up. And he said it looks like I'm getting a good stretch going back up. But he suggested that when I bring it back down, really squeeze it, pull that elbow back, bring that shoulder blade back, really just push my chest up to the air and just go, whoo, like that. And I didn't get to try that today. Why? Because the machine was constantly in use. And could I have gone in and said, hey, can I please work in with you? Please. But the gym was really packed. And one thing that happened too is maybe I'm just awkward at the gym. And I'm going to be I think I am awkward, actually. I'm going to fully accept now at this point. After several years of my life has passed, I'm just going to admit that I am awkward. I do not do that well in social spaces, and at the gym when I have to say hi to somebody that I know, it takes a lot of energy out of me to actually get that hello going. Like, this is one guy that I see at the gym occasionally. He's one of the first people that asked why I started filming, because I actually asked to work in I didn't ask to work in. I was on the machine and the guy kept pacing back and forth behind mine. So I asked him, hey, do you want to work in? And he said, oh yeah, hey man, appreciate it. And then we started talking, and then he eventually was like, hey, why do you film? And I was like, oh, I just do this and that, and, you know, just keep myself accountable. But one thing I will say was kind of funny is I was so awkward is when he asked me if I posted these on anything, I said no. Like, I don't know why I lied. Like, for some reason, in that moment where the guy asked me if I posted these on anything, I could just say, oh yeah, I post these on YouTube. And, you know, maybe I could have shown it in my channel. But for some reason, I just lied. Which I don't know why. I thought that would have been a better answer than just being truthful and saying, yeah, post these on YouTube. Want to go check them out? Here's my channel. But instead I thought, oh, he's going to think I'm a weirdo if I post these on the internet. Oh, let's just lie. So, yeah, that happened. But again, I said hi to him at the gym today. Well, it wasn't like an actual, it's like, when you say hi to people at the gym, it's not like, hey, what's up, man? It's more like a, which was actually very similar. I think I just finished, I got done with my T-bar rows, and like right after I got this, I started walking, but I was like, I'm about to pass out. But again, there's so many things I want to talk about that I always start getting sidetracked, and I go on another pick your own adventure. It's like a Goosebumps book where you have to be like, oh, flip to this page to see what Andy starts talking about now. and then it ends up being something completely random and incoherent and not related to what I was talking about 5 minutes ago. But again, that's that. And one thing I wanted to mention today was I didn't get to try out Loan's advice today, which I was a little bit bummed about. But one thing that was kind of nice and fun today is that, like, I still don't really consider myself an experienced lifter yet. I still got a long ways to go to perfect my form, perfect the mind-muscle connection, perfect the perfect amount of reps and sets that are good for my body, the perfect split for my body as well. But one thing I am extremely proud of today is my ability to do alternative exercises now. If you asked me quite literally a year ago and my machine that I always use was taken, I would either A, just not do that exercise, B, wait 15, 20, sometimes even 30 minutes doing nothing waiting for that machine to open up, or C, go home. And today I didn't do any of that. I just realized I forgot to record all my sets of rear delt exercises today, which even today the pec deck was Tekken 8. Okay, I don't know why I'm just yelling random stuff now. I really wanted to get into Tekken actually. Okay, back to the topic. Was taken, so I couldn't do any of the rear delt flies that you can do on the pec deck, the reverse pec deck if I want to call it that now. So I did all my rear delt sets on the cables, and that was it. Nothing fancy. I simply just did all my rear delt work on the cables, and I called it a day after that because, what was it? I guess I could have done a dumbbell variation, but all the benches were taken. Both of the pec decks were taken, which, that being said, I still don't really like one of the pec decks I can move, so technically the one pec deck that they have was already taken. So, and out of the 2 cable machines, one was available, so I took the one that was available and did all 4 sets. Did I do 5? See, this is why I need to record all my sets of whatever I do, because I forget how many sets and reps I do. And that is one of the reasons why I started recording this, because I'll get a set done and I'll go down to track it in my little notepad saying oh, I did this way for this many reps. And I forgot how many reps I did, just because at one point he does go I'm making some weird odd noises today. Some odd noises are being made in the Andy Roo Kim gym fandom at the moment. Oh, but yeah. I had to do a lot of alternative exercises today, but I was able to get it done. Not gonna lie, today I kind of wanted to do the rows on the cables too. When you just sit on the thing where you put your little feet at the end and then you just row. But those were always taken too, and all the rowing machines were taken until one opened up, the one that I actually got the recorded set of. And here's, one issue that I had to gym with today is I can understand when the gym's busy and you have, a time crunch or constraint, so you need to get all your stuff done. But I'm gonna have a little pet peeve I'm gonna share with you today. So, the low row machine that I did, I have a recorded set of that too. But I like doing that machine, and I saw it was open, and the usual rowing machine that I use was taken, so I decided to do that first. And the guy that I was using got up and went to go grab, the wipe down towels to wipe it down after he's done, right? He already re-racked everything too. So I started walking over to it, and a guy ran over to that machine that I was walking over to, set his water bottle down on the machine before the guy that was originally using it got to even wipe it down. And then he walked back to his machine that he was using and started doing a set and reserved his place on that machine with his water bottle when he's not even using it. Okay, my voice was a little bit elevated right there. My apologies. I was a little bit passionate. And here's what really set me off. Here's what really jingled my jangles right there. What did I just say? So after he's done with his current machine that he's working on, right? He gets out of it, doesn't wipe it down, and this is a sweaty man, I'll tell you. This man was sweaty because he was going on all the machines. He was going on a machine. He was the superset king, the superset setter. He gets off of that machine, doesn't re-rack the machine that he was using, gets on the machine that he reserved with his water bottle, and then he goes on his phone. And the thing too, right, the moment I saw him reserving with the water bottle, I was already like, oh my God, are you kidding me, man? But at that point, I was already just like, you know what, you pay a membership as much as I do. I'll just go do something else. And that's why I started doing the T-bar rows, because that machine was taken from me. But then you can still see that machine while I do the T-bar rows. And the entire time, I did 3 sets of the T-bar rows, right? During the 3 sets that I did, he did 1 set. And the entire time, he was on his phone. That being said, I mean, I eventually did get to use that machine because obviously, you know, you saw the recorded sets that I have on that machine. But that, I really didn't appreciate that. Like, that felt, that was a part of me where I wish I was jacked, scary, and tall and menacing looking. So that, like, again, I would never incite harm on somebody else. But when you just look jacked and a little bit intimidating, I could have walked up to that machine and said, hey man, you using this? And who knows, maybe that guy could have been scared and said, oh no, oh man, we can work in together. And then I could have had done something like that. But I show up with my little scrawny arms and go, hey man, want to work in? It's going to not have that same impact. And he might actually tell me to get the heck out of there. Again, that guy could be the nicest person I know. Again, maybe he was just in a rush and I have to always think about that. But I did get a little bit passionate about that moment at the gym. And here's another thing that I want to talk about today. Today's workout felt really well. Like, every exercise that I did really felt like I got my back working, right? Even right now, like, moving about, my back, again, right after a workout, it's never, I don't want to consider it sore because it's not like the same thing as soreness, but like the next day, you know, the feeling of soreness, right? But it's definitely that feel of like in the back or like in the muscles that you just worked where they feel worked. Like, my back feels sufficiently worked right now. And I'm happy about that. Why did this guy make the slowest turn when I'm trying to catch a yellow right now? But one thing I didn't appreciate about today's workout is everything felt great, but it could have felt even better if I drank less liquid before the workout. I was so full of liquid, and I don't know why I did that. Just for some reason, right before I left, about like 20-30 minutes before I left to go to the gym, I drank an astronomical ton of coconut water because in my mind I was like, oh, I haven't drank that much water today. I kind of forgot, which, as silly as it sounds, sometimes you do kind of forget, you know, that you need to drink water and liquids throughout the day. And I forgot. Usually by that time, I like to try and finish my little 1.3 liter container of coconut water. Actually, maybe it's just a liter. Maybe it's not 1.3. I have this like Costco liter of coconut water that I try to finish before the gym so I can get my sufficient amount of electrolytes in. But what was it? I didn't finish it, and I tried chugging the remainder of it like 20-30 minutes before my workout, and that was not a pleasant workout because of it. Like, I still was able to get everything done and everything still felt nice, but it definitely could have felt better if I didn't have half a liter of liquid just sloshing around inside me, where I felt like I could have thrown up if I just pushed it a little bit too hard in a weird way. So one thing to take note of, fellas, do not ingest a lot of liquids and food right before a workout, and try to keep it light. And no way to in my mind I was like, oh, it's just liquid. I said, I'll keep it light. Because I remember one time I actually stopped the workout because I ate too much beforehand, and I felt, you know, physically sick trying to do the workouts because I felt like I was going to throw up every time I lifted something. So I just rested, and I called it quits after that because I did not want to be the guy that pukes at the gym. Simple as that. And today I made that simple mistake again because I thought, oh, it's just liquid. I won't feel that bad. And then I paid the price for it by having a not perfect workout. Could have definitely been better. I'm going to go past this car because they're just kind of sitting idly in the middle of the road. But yeah, it always makes me think that, you know, going to the gym is the important part, but you also have to prepare yourself for the pre-gym ritual as well. Like, you can't just go in smashing 17 hot dogs and going in and trying to do your PRs and everything. And who knows, maybe that works for you. Maybe your, you know, pre-gym ritual is 17 hot dogs, but I can't do that. And I also found out that I cannot drink half a liter of coconut water right before the gym as well. So lesson learned. Every day is a new lesson, and every day I get a little bit smarter. There might be some days where you might consider that, oh, I got dumber because I made a mistake that I might have done in the past. But, we can always learn to be better and scooch ourselves forward in this silly life that we all live. Back has been hit. 5 sets of lats, 5 sets of upper and mid back, 5 sets of the rear delts. Even though not all these exercises were recorded, I can vouch for you that I did them because I gain nothing by lying, because these workout videos are to keep myself accountable. So if I lie to myself, I literally gain nothing. But on that note, have a beautiful day. It seems to be truly springing forward right now in terms of the weather right now where I live, because we got hail today and it's 50 degrees. It's basically summer at this point. Peace. Oh.